Hey folks, welcome in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes day by day. It's morning, it's like almost 11. It is what it is. Late night last night, apologies. It should be the 22nd, but it's 23rd. Hope you're doing well. I'm awake. That's important. Last night when I was doing the free play, I was like, I gotta go to bed. But anyway, I haven't touched this account yet. Thanks so much for being here. We're going to get into it. We're going to see what's happening on this account. You know, I watched Colin's breakdown of the price of how much better this thing is than the Leia Lightspeed bundle and all these Lightspeed bundles are. And it's like, you know, I said my piece the other night. For me, there's none. There's just, I mean, Kevin's like, yeah, there's 16 times value. I'm like, yeah, that's cute, but okay. And that's just where I am. I'm like, okay, okay. If you think there's value there, go ahead. I think there's not value, so I'm not going to. Anyway, let's do it. Because why? Because we're already on Leia, and we're so close. And it's like, yeah, we could buy it and get to Leia, but really, I have very little interest in doing that and playing that game. Because it's just like, it's not that big a deal. And also, nobody's talked about this yet. And I want you all to consider this. That if they're doing this for Leia this year, okay? And Leia's the first GL to come out since I started playing this game. Because Jabba had come out the previous year, and then I started playing in Leia. They brought out Leia. They didn't bring out Leia. They brought Leia out in late 2023, which is when I started playing this. I started playing this February of 2023. All these three accounts, and so Leia was the first, you know, because they had the crate raid, and that's when they started this adjustment to the raids, where they started bringing out GLs, and they had the Tuskens and the Old Republic, and the Mandalorians, and the Hut Cartel for Jabba. And then they brought out the Speederback raid, and they brought out Leia, and obviously the Troopers, and really made the Speederback raid really accessible, and they made it so that you could auto it. And a lot of people didn't like that, but it's like, well, if you want time, that's what you're going to have to do. But it is what it is. And then, but then last year they brought us Ahsoka. And so, does that mean we can think about an Ahsoka Lightspeed bundle for next year? That's something that if you're not working on Ahsoka, you might want to consider. I'm not saying it's coming, because I don't have any information about that. But would it surprise me? The way they've been doing it? No. But and so, you know, I've talked about where this account's headed. You know, we're gonna do Leia, and then we're gonna jump in and do the other stuff, bringing up all the other accounts, all the other people we need to finish before we start our next stuff, which will probably be JKCK and Mama Mandalore and whoever else after that. But for right now, we're just doing it. We're just making our way in the world today. Shout out to Cheers. And that's just what we're doing. Hey, look, we finished another piece of Scout Trooper, so that means we got these two boys left, and thankfully they're so we'll pick some. I'm not going to use 64. Well, man, let's do 20 and see what happens. That got us to our number, so that's good. But yeah, super excited. Super excited. I mean, because just every day, just look at us. Every day we're moving a little closer. I mean, and I know that I need a ton of these because I've seen it. I've seen it, and it's like, hey, you need enough one of these. It's like, because I need them for all three of these characters. So, if you're wondering, that's why. Because I've seen that I do, in fact, need a lot of these. So, but we're going to go pick up some of this stuff we need because we're going to be there before we know it in terms of needing this stuff. So we're not going to go crazy. We're just going to pick up a little bit of this, obviously. And then we'll pick up some Kairos. Because we need Kairos and we need all this stuff that comes with the Kairos, obviously being this stuff, which we only have 380 of, which is not a great number. Because we're going to need a lot of those. Obviously, we already have a lot sorted up, but we need more, and more is good. So we're doing that and this, and we're going to do all the things before we jump into the shop. But I'm feeling pretty good about things. Not, we're not being super over investing. We're just kind of taking our stuff. We're taking our shots. We're trying to build. We're trying to do mods and do a lot of other stuff. We're trying to do GC, which we need to jump into here in a second because I haven't even taken a look because obviously I haven't played this, so I have no idea who our opponent is. But we'll find out that here in a second. We'll go from there. But let's pick up our stuff for the morning. Yeah, I mean, Calvin talked about how he didn't love this bundle, and it's just plus Nisa, and it is only $24. And obviously, this would be the Gerbil Lovers special because if you've watched the Gerbil, who's not been around as much as he once was, but he loves Ewoks, and so this is right in his wheelhouse. I do think there's some value here because I do think Nisa transforms this team enough to where it makes it interesting. Obviously, if you're GAC, you're probably not considering it. That's fine. This, I'm just like, why? Especially if you bought the original Shadows of the Empire like I did. This does not make sense because all you're getting is Stormtrooper Han. You're getting 2 relic levels on everybody. I get that, but in terms of me for Leia, I'm already where I need to be with Lando and Akbar, and you would get the whole Phoenix crew at where you would get Hera at where you need her for profundity. If you don't need her, and obviously, Old Ben is good for the Leia team. It doesn't move enough field for me to be able to invest. R2, Scout Troopers here. I'm working on Scout Trooper. And these 2 are pilots. Let's not forget that. These 2 are pilots for a ship. And then you obviously have, if you're going with a very default Imperial Trooper team, then Range Trooper is good. And then obviously Dark Trooper would go with that. So that our plan lineup is Veers, Piet, Stark, Dark Trooper, Range Trooper. That's a good team. Relic 7 is not, you'll get some more lift out of your roster because I don't think there's anybody. I mean, just having Dark Trooper who hits like a truck is going to be fabulous, and then Range Trooper is going to be just good. And Moff Gideon, I don't think you can really go wrong with Dwight, as I've called him in the past. I haven't talked about that in a while, but still Dwight. And then, of course, there's Ben and Maugi. if you're going for, if you have Ray, obviously Ben makes a lot of sense. If you love Sith Empire, which I kind of do, I just don't love Malgus. Because it's like, why, CG, why did you bring Malgus in and you haven't brought Satele in? Come on. CG, get off your keister and bring Malgus in. And then they have these guys. Grievous. That's it's $24 for Grievous at Relic 7. That's yikes. What is what? I mean, I don't know. But yeah, there's obviously something there. If you want it, go get it. I'm not gonna judge you. Don't just, fine. Here we go. We're against somebody who's running us because he has all the things. Are we surprised? Are we surprised that he has all the things? What do you think? Mr. 7 million with obviously probably going for, well, I say obviously, but he's probably, since he's got JML, he's probably pretty close to Jabba and our beloved Leia, which we'll have to see where Leia takes us. Because obviously I know that there's a triangle that's starting to be built with the crossover of Leia, but me, I'm not in a hurry to get to a GL. We'll get there when we get there. But this guy, it's a pack buy. I can just tell. This guy totally poked. And it's fine. Do what he wants. He's fine. I'm just... okay. Congratulations, you beat me. Congratulations, you beat me with no GLs in GAC. And it's like, what am I supposed to do, Ray or JML? Wampa. I mean, seriously, it's like, I mean, I just don't understand why? Are you so bad at the game that you're chasing gels and you just can't compete in whatever's above us? And so you're forced to come down and beat me. But yet, did you notice this? Did you notice this? Did you notice this? Did you notice how he ain't messing with Executor? Because he knows that I won't slap him in his wherever with Executor. I mean, maybe not, because he had a Leviathan, but his Leviathan is probably on defense. Whatever. Does he have Leviathan? He probably does. Well, I say that, but he might not. Let's take a look. I just want it. His Executor. What type of Executor? Is his Executor on defense? Because I will own his Executor. I mean, there's no doubt. Oh, that's why. He only has a 5-star Executor. So, whatever, guy who cares about PvP. I am not that person. But yeah, what I'm thinking of, what we're going to do after we finish Leia. As like I said, we're going to finish up all these guys that are not going to be done. And we're going to build, and I'm going to go and finish. We're going to and then we're going to finish Malik and General Kenobi and what's that guy's name? Hermit Yoda. And then we're going to put together some really good elevated conquest teams. And then out of that, we're going to have some really good Proving Grounds teams. And then, you know, of course, after that, we're going to go and do JKCK, Mom and Mandalore. But so I'm getting more excited every day about that. And I feel like my wife just said like 30 minutes ago, hey, I'm taking the baby to the grocery store with me, and I don't know if you can hear him, but apparently they're back, so there's that. Anyway, I'm going to have to talk to you more about the Rise app, which I talked about last night in a future video, but I think that's all I got for now. Thanks so much for being here. I'm sure you're not impressed by GAC, and quite frankly, I'm not really either. So, it is what it is, but thanks so much for being here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. As always, hold the line. God bless, and remember that I have friends everywhere. Bye.